Moving on now, Rajya Sabha Chairperson and Vice President of the country, Jagdeep Dhankhar, expressed strong views about the judiciary of the country, also setting a timeline for the President of India to act on the bill sent for approval. That is what, remember, the Supreme Court had said. Now, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar stated, Supreme Court cannot fire a nuclear missile at the democratic institutions. He's pointed out that although a 3-judge committee is investigating Judge Yashwant Varma's burnt cash case from his house, such probe falls under the domain of the executive, not the judiciary, that the judges cannot be conducting an in-house investigation. But he's also said people appear to be losing faith in the judiciary and has argued that judiciary cannot dictate what the president should or should not do. His remarks come just days after the Supreme Court sought to fix timeline for the president or the state governors to grant approval to the bills that have been pending with them. He's criticized giving this veto power to the Chief Justice, says that's dangerous. In fact, opposition has slammed him on that and asking why is he making these kinds of statements. Let's listen in to what our leaders are saying on Jagdeep Dhankhar and what the Vice President said in the first piece.
Now the nation waits with bated breath. The nation is resting because one of our institutions to which people have looked up always with highest respect and deference was put in the dock. It is now over a month. Even if it is can of worms, even if there are skeletons in the cupboard, time to blow up the can. Time for its lid to go out and time for the cupboard to collapse. Let the worms and skeletons be in public domain so that cleansing takes place. We have judges who will legislate, who will perform executive functions, who will act as super parliament and absolutely have no accountability because law of the land does not apply to them. There is a directive to the president by a recent judgment. Where are we heading? What is happening in the country? I never thought in my life I'll have the occasion to see it. President of India is a very elevated position. President takes oath to preserve, protect and defend the Constitution. This oath is taken only by President and her appointees, the governors.
Any system should be averse to scrutiny or criticism, but the criticism should be warranted and the scrutiny should be sensible. What the Vice President has ignored is provisions of the Constitution which are interpreted. The timelines are governed by distinct provisions in the Constitution. It's in that particular case 200, 201. 200 goes to the governor and 201 goes to the president. This was an interpretation of those provisions, and whatever I could read and whatever the Vice President has said, I don't see any comment on this reasoning of the Supreme Court on those aspects.
क्योंकि अब 2 जज का फैसला है वो गलत है क्योंकि सरकार के पक्ष में नहीं है, बट कृष्णा अय्यर का फैसला बिल्कुल ठीक था, वो तो एक ही जज थे। तो ये किस किस्म की बातें हो रही हैं पब्लिक डोमेन में? मुझे तो मैं सोच भी नहीं सकता एक ऐसा वक्तव्य देना कि अब आर्टिकल 142 is nuclear missile. What was a nuclear missile was नोटबंदी, not 142. अभी जो फैसले हो चुके हैं उनको मानते नहीं, जो क्योंकि आप सोचते हो कि वो गलत हैं, और जो आप सोचते हो सही हैं क्योंकि सरकार वो ऐसा चाहती है तो वो सही है।
उपराष्ट्रपति जी, सुप्रीम कोर्ट हो या पार्लियामेंट हो, ये संविधान के मुताबिक चलेगी, और अगर गैर संवैधानिक बिल संख्या के आधार पर आप जबरदस्ती पास करेंगे दोनों सदनों में, तो उसकी समीक्षा करने का अधिकार हमारे देश का कानून और संविधान सुप्रीम कोर्ट को देता है। उनको करने दीजिए समीक्षा, उनका अंतरिम आदेश आया है उसका पालन होने दीजिए।
उनका ये अपना दृष्टिकोण है, लेकिन आज लगभग तमाम अंग्रेजी हिंदी दैनिकों ने इस पर विस्तार से अपना चर्चा की है। राजनीति के एक ऐसे कालखंड में है जहां हमें इन चीज़ों पे बहुत संवेदना से सोचने की ज़रूरत है। एग्जीक्यूटिव हो, लेजिस्लेचर हो, जुडिशियरी हो, यहाँ तक कि मीडिया भी हो। अगर इसमें एक फाइन बैलेंस नहीं रहा तो मेरा मानना है कि किसी को ओवररीच से बचना चाहिए।
अनुच्छेद 142 और 45 का है, बहुत ही ज्यादा स्पष्ट रूप से लिखा भी है, कई बार पढ़ा भी गया है और कई बार परिभाषित हुआ है। वो अनचैलेंज है, उसके अपने अधिकार हैं जो कुछ उसमें लिखा हुआ है, और जब तक उसका एक शब्द भी अमेंड न हो, वो भारत के संविधान का कानून है। एक ऐसा शब्द, वाक्य और अनुच्छेद है जिसके अनुसार देश को चलना चाहिए।
Vice President is always make very loaded speech statement. He is habitual from his early days. So he has given an opinion, and respected person, their opinion must be respected. But the question is, they forgot when they made the statement. They conveniently forget that for 75 years, Constitution second B list 2 has been ripped and ripped by the center. After BJP came to power, every stage, state power has been attacked.
Our legal correspondent Srishti Ojha joins me for the latest on that. Srishti, while Jagdeep Dhankhar has made comments in the past as well, this is definitely turning sensitive. Not many do use critical words when it comes to the judiciary. How is this being seen in the judicial quarters? What do you think the fight really is about? Srishti, can you hear me? All right, we'll go across to her in just a short while. You can see that one of the triggers, of course, was the cash haul that was recovered from a sitting judge's house, but also the fact when the judiciary, the top court, appeared to have wanted to set a deadline, a timeline for the governors and president to approve a bill. That's when Jagdeep Dhankhar, the vice president, said, why is the judiciary interfering in the executive?